Woody Wommack here with Adam Gorney. National Signing Day, a guy we were watching closely, Walker Lyons. This was someone who's committed to Stanford before. Then we assume he's a lock for Utah. Now Georgia potentially waiting to land him, and he might not sign at all on Wednesday either. So what's going on, Gorney?
Yeah, another one that's a very interesting situation. He had been committed to Stanford. He backed off that pledge. And then the old Folsom coach, now, Troy Taylor did not coach Lyons at Folsom, but he's certainly well known in town. He gets the Stanford job, and then Lyons takes a visit back to Stanford. Stanford remains in the picture, but this feels more like Georgia is leading here. And the reason I say that is Kirby Smart and Todd Hartley, the position coach there, flew all the way to Northern California late to kind of do an in-home and be around Lyons and get him involved. And Kirby is too smart of a guy to fly all the way across the country and waste time if he didn't think he had a really good shot at landing him. So my understanding now is that Lyons is going to be taking his mission for a year. That takes him out of the 23 class essentially. And so I think the pitch has been to him: if we get Deuce Robinson in 23, you could be our tight end in 24, and we'll do essentially what we've been doing there, which is throwing the ball to the tight ends a lot, whether that's Darnell Washington and Brock Bowers now, or whoever else is coming in next with Lawson Lucky, Pierce Sperlin. Deuce Robinson could be a split out wide receiver. Walker Lyons could do a lot of things in the offense as well. So I don't think that there's a log jam of tight ends going to Georgia that's going to hold him back from that. But I do think Stanford down the road, where he had been committed to, the education there, the connection to Troy Taylor at Folsom, and then Utah, for all that they've done with tight ends as well, and the success they've had there is pulling him in that direction as well.
Be pretty crazy if Georgia signed 4 tight ends. I mean, I know, I know we think of Deuce Robinson more of a, he could be a wide receiver. I mean, kind of along the lines of somebody like Kyle Pitts. But if they were to get Robinson and Lyons, and then you mentioned, they've got 2 big time tight ends in the class already. I mean, that would kind of be unheard of, right?
Yeah, it would be. And to throw on top of this is that Todd Monken has been interviewing at least for one NFL job, according to reports, in Tampa Bay as the offensive coordinator there. So will they bring someone in that is as happy to throw to tight ends as possible? Does Lawson Lucky stay as a tight end because he's a big kid that can grow? Pierce Sperlin, I thought, looked very good in San Antonio, a kid that was super tall but really like a beanpole 2 years ago at our rivals underclassmen challenge, but now has really gained a lot of good weight and is now muscled up a little bit. It would be incredible to see all of those players on the field at the same time at the same school, but that's what they did in the backfield. They've done it for years with success at running back, and now it looks like they're loading up at tight end as well.
And of course, Lyons is part of the LDS Church. He's going to go take a mission, so he could even, even if he signs, he could sign somewhere else a year from now. Correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if he signs now, he's given no indication that he's going to sign. He has not really talked much in the last few weeks. I think he's still a little torn about what he wants to do. But then again, he doesn't really need to sign. It's really sort of a thing that doesn't need to happen for him to show up at a school or to do whatever he wants. And then he will go on his mission, and he can come back and go somewhere else if he wants to. So I think all of those things are playing factors. And I do think that there is a little gamesmanship here between Deuce Robinson and Walker Lyons about, are they going to go to school together? Does one want to see what the other one does? I have a very, I suspicion that Deuce Robinson really doesn't care what Walker Lyons does, but Walker Lyons might want to see if Deuce Robinson goes to Georgia and then he could figure it out, or goes to USC and it makes him more comfortable by picking Georgia. So I think a little of that is going on too for 2 guys that really aren't feeling compelled to make a decision on Wednesday.
All right, so we might be waiting on Walker Lyons as well, but plenty of other news and notes. Be sure to check out rivals.com for more signing day coverage.